Sometimes when you are rendering colorful objects, it might be a good idea to make the background colored as well. So if you look up some basic color theory on the internet, you will probably find info about the color wheel and how to use it. And some of the basic uses are, for example, designing a color scheme based on analogous colors, or those that are next to each other in the color wheel, or a color scheme based on complementary colors that are opposite in the color wheel. So for example, we have our little perfume bottle here, and it's colored in pink. So if you check out where pink is on the color wheel, it's probably between these two colors. So if you use an analogous color scheme, you would probably make the background either purple or red, and it should work fine. Or you can use a complementary color or some sort of a green color for the background. We're going to try both of these and see how they look. So this is the same lightbox scene I used before for the shoe, and I've just dropped in this perfume bottle. Okay, let's launch VRay RT and see how it looks. Alright, now what I want to do is I want to change the material of my backdrop. So I think it was this one, and I'm gonna change it. Let's start with the red, in the red color first. I'm gonna make it quite saturated and a bit darker. Okay, maybe let's make it purple. Alright, I think that looks good. Let's make it even darker. And now I want to make it a bit less boring and add some sort of light behind this perfume bottle to light the scene. Actually, to light just the background. I'm gonna make regular VRay light. I'll choose the sphere type and just create a small sphere behind your perfume bottle. Okay, let's bring it up. And I'm gonna increase the intensity quite a bit to make sure the effect is noticeable. Okay, it actually looks pretty nice when it lights the perfume bottle. Not just the background. Maybe let's bring it closer to the background. So experiment with the position until you find the effect that looks nice in your preview render. Okay, I think we're going to use two lights. One for lighting the background, and one for creating these highlights on the bottle. Okay, so this one will not be visible in the final render, it will only light the background. So I'm going to make it quite bright. Okay, like that. and let's make it invisible. And turn off the speculars and the reflections too. So right now it's just lighting the background, creating this nice color transition or highlight behind the perfume bottle. Alright. And I'm gonna make a copy. Move it closer to the bottle. And turn on the visibility, speculars and reflections as well. Okay. And for this one I'm gonna bring the multiplier down. No need to make it too strong. Alright. Gonna make the background a bit stronger. I think it looks quite nice. Let's check with the production renderer. Alright. Let's say I also want to add a reflection to my backdrop, or actually not the backdrop, but just right here, so only the bottle is reflected. Okay, so this looks quite interesting. Let's try bringing down the intensity of the light box and see how that looks. Okay, back to active shade. And I'm just going to select one of the VRay lights I have outside the light box and bring the multiplier down to maybe 60. Just to give it a bit more contrast and slightly more dramatic look. Okay. And let's make the backdrop darker as well. Right, I think that's good. Okay, so I've decided I want to add a reflection of this perfume bottle right here. So to do that, I'm gonna use the reflection settings of my backdrop material. Okay, first I'm gonna make the reflection sharper. And I'm gonna turn off the Fresnel. So right now it's reflecting a bunch of stuff I don't really want in my render. For example, the light box here and on the sides as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a little trick. I'm gonna use a fall of map in my reflection slot. Okay, so you can see the preview of the material here. And I'm gonna add some points here and I'm gonna trick it so it only reflects on the surfaces that are horizontal, not vertical. Right, and just with that little simple change, we have the reflection only on the bottom part. You can increase the effect by making some more rounded transitions over here. Okay, just to make it a bit more natural. Maybe let's blur the reflections just a little bit. Maybe 0.95 or so. Okay. Maybe a bit more. Okay, back to 0.95. Maybe they are a bit too strong. If you want to reduce the overall intensity, you can bring down this white color, make it a bit darker. Alright. And I think I'm gonna go back to the sharp reflections. And I think the purple version is done. Let's save it as white box purple. Right, and let's quickly make a different color scheme with the green background and see how that looks. So it's actually more red. So quite cold green color should probably be used. Just change the diffuse color of your background and you can get any sort of effect you need. And since the object is transparent, the green doesn't work so well. If it was a solid object, then I think the green would look better. This way, if you want a green background, you're probably better off by rendering one on a red or purple background, or even white, and compositing in post-production over a green background to keep that pink and red color inside the refractive little bottle. So, but that's just in this case when we have a transparent object. Right, so set up your high quality settings and you are ready to render the final image.